Word. We're live. We're live. All right. Gonna do some stuff on Facebook ads marketing tonight. People gonna do some walkthrough type video tonight, and allow you guys to ask some questions that you might have about running Facebook ads. Why can I not get to my? There we go. That way I can view the chat. What's up, Joseph? How's it going? Move this over here so I can view the chat. Cool. That's what I love, having my two screens set up for now. And I'm getting a third screen here in a little bit. It's going to be fun. But we're going to go into Facebook ads marketing. We're going to talk about really the steps you should be taking with your Facebook ads. You guys have probably even seen my Facebook ads marketing course, the free training. There's all kinds of Facebook ads marketing courses out there, and there's a bunch of free ones out there that people try to show you, you know, and you might have taken Ty Lopez's course, in which case, if you took his course, then basically you got from it that they don't really teach you enough about Facebook marketing. And so that's why, you know, I wanted to do, number one, a video like this, and it's a huge reason why I started my course. And, you know, we're getting more and more content in the course about Facebook ads marketing, but we're going to go ahead and quickly talk about some of the steps you guys are going to want to take that I bet you aren't even taking, and I bet you didn't even know existed. So we're going to first talk about that, and then we're going to talk about some of the strategy that you guys might not even know exists, and talk about how we're actually going to do that. Boosting a post versus adverts. Which one? Never boost a post ever. Never, ever, ever boost a post, guys. Boosting posts is a waste of money. And if you've ever run Facebook ads before or see their back-end manager, their business manager platform, you'll instantly be able to tell that you never want to boost a post. You always want to run it from the back end, and I'll show you guys. Or actually, I'm pretty sure I have some video on Facebook already, or on YouTube already, showing that. But we're going to hop over onto the screencast really quick and show you guys what's up. Before we do that, if you haven't subscribed, or if you guys are returning users, welcome. Throw your name in the chat box. That way I can say hey really quick to you. And if you have questions, as always, you can leave them in the chat box, and I'll get to you as we're going through this video. Good thing is I have my two monitors set up, so we can get through this as I'm doing all of this walkthrough. Outside of that, if you haven't seen my social media channels, make sure to check those out. You can ask questions there. We have Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. You can send me a message on any of those platforms. I'm quickest on Facebook, I'll tell you that. So if you're looking to get in touch with me, Facebook's a really good way. But outside of that, guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. So give me 2 seconds here. Screenception real quick. All right. Where are we at? There it is. All right. So this is the drawing board we're going to start with. As you can see, it's like damn near impossible to get the writing correct on this, but we'll go ahead and start here. So this is where we're going to talk a little bit about the strategy up front first. And you guys need to keep in mind a few things first before we even get started in this. You guys have to understand, and this applies to marketing as a whole, okay? Marketing is never anything that is cookie cutter. If you're trying to build marketing campaigns that are just templated out, everything is templated, and you're just copy pasting, I'm guaranteeing you right now that you're not going to get the results you're looking for. So that's why when you build these campaigns, it's a constant adjustment. You're constantly making changes to things, and it's because you're always trying to improve your ads, not to mention the fact that ads don't last forever. So you're always trying to come up with new ideas, new creations, and new and innovative ways to get people interested in basically whatever it is that you're selling. The other things you need to keep in mind are the fact that every industry is different. So if you're dealing with you know, someone who runs a restaurant versus someone who runs a multi-conglomerate type car dealership and he has 5 car dealerships, they're going to have a completely different type of budget, really a different type of strategy with regards to the content. But the cool thing is the overall ad platform and the overall ad strategy stays the same. But the point I'm trying to make is the fact that every industry is different. So you can't just go into this and take what I'm saying right here necessarily, because we're going to go through specific examples. But you can't take what I'm saying right here and actually, just apply it necessarily to your business. For example, we gave the last example, but I'll give you one more. If a product costs $100, right? So say it's like, I don't know, a really cool gaming system. All right. Costs $100, but you have at the same time products out there like, we'll say, an entertainment package, like where they sell you a TV, they sell you basically a movie theater for your home, right? And they'll sell the audio and visual equipment online. But how much do you think that costs? Probably like what, 15, 20 grand. So how long, or what do you think the process would be like if someone is targeting someone who's selling a product that's $100 versus someone that's selling a product that's $15,000 to $20,000? You have to consider the fact that it's going to take a lot longer. Even though you're dealing with people that are interested, the time it's going to take you to convince that person that you're the company that they should buy from is going to be a lot longer. And why is that? Well, because when someone's going to make a $15,000 or $20,000 purchase, they're going to do tons of research, right? So basically think of it, the less money you spend, the less research they're going to do on your actual product before they make a purchase. They're not going to go and talk to their friends necessarily for a $100 purchase. Whereas if it's a $15,000 purchase, they're definitely going to talk to other people. They're going to check out every single review you have and make sure you don't have a bad review because they don't want to spend that money and it be a waste of money, right? So you have to consider that when you're building this strategy right here, and you have to keep in mind, okay, well, we have to walk them through this process of purchasing our product. And it's not just a one-step type of deal. If you guys haven't heard me say this before, on average, it takes anywhere from 5 to 7 times of touching someone or them basically engaging with your ad before you'll actually convert them into a sale or a lead. Or anything like that. So you guys just keep that in mind as we, go through this strategy talk right here. So like I said, this is going to be the strategy. So let me write that up here. Strategy. And really there could probably be one more step on here, but scale the funnel is enough. So what we want to look at is step number 1. Okay, and this is before you ever run an ad. What is it that you need to do? Well, what really precedes this is building the actual content strategy itself. What kind of content do you think that the audience will want to hear? And that's a big thing that a lot of people ask about as well. So I'll quickly talk about that. But basically, all you need to do, guys, to figure out what content is going to be the best is figure out what people are talking about in that industry. So, for example, with my digital marketing school, everybody asks questions about things like this: how to run Facebook ads. What's another issue? How to sell their digital marketing services and how to price their services, how to land clients, how to run email marketing campaigns. All of this is stuff that I can build content around. So think of it the same way. If you're thinking of a real estate agent, what is a big concern? Well, for a specific market, someone who's never bought a home before, so like a younger audience typically, they are concerned with buying a home. They've never done the process before. They have no idea where to even start with buying a home other than the fact that they need to go talk to a real estate agent. So if you're working with a realtor, you create a whole walkthrough, maybe a video explanation that you host on their YouTube channel or on their website that walks people through how to create how to purchase their first home. You give them a series of 3 or 4 videos teaching them how to buy their first home. I would guarantee you that real estate agent is probably going to get that person that watched 95% of all of those videos. And we'll talk about scaling those and talking about the actual funnel here in a minute. But if a person watches 95% of a video series that you have and watches all of them, they're probably going to buy something from you. And if they're not, they're definitely interested in talking with you to where you can sell them a little more. So that's creating the content, which really, this comes before this step right here. But this is the first real step of the actual ad itself. So number one is going to be IG. This stands for interest group. It's not Instagram, it's interest grouping. Okay. So I'm not going to write it out just because it's already hard enough to write, but that's interest grouping. Okay. And what is interest grouping? Basically, this is the first level of your ad funnel, no matter what business you're working in, what industry, whatever, this is where you start. Okay. So this is why I always say, guys, it's the same for every industry. It's not any different depending on, what industry you're working in as far as the overall strategy is concerned. It's always the same. So you start with interest groups, right? So what we're going to do with interest groups, we're going to go on to Facebook into the audiences section, and we're going to build out audiences that we think would be related to our industry. So for example, and this is a key part. A lot of people mess this up. They think that, for example, if I have a burger restaurant and I'm trying to sell burgers to people and get them to come into this burger location, well, I can go on Facebook and I can target my audience to people who like McDonald's, right? Because McDonald's is a burger restaurant. Well, yes, but no, actually really just no. And the reason why is because everybody and their brother has in some form or fashion interacted or engaged in some way with a McDonald's page, right? And Facebook, all they do is they take all of your engagements, all of your clicks, all of the information you put on your page, everything you like, just everything you interact with, and they say, okay, well, what does this person overall enjoy? What are their likes? What are their dislikes? And then they take that and they build you basically into an audience. So if I'm targeting everybody that likes McDonald's, do you think that's going to be effective? Probably not. Number one, because it's not in a local area. And even if you put it in that local area, even if you targeted everyone who liked McDonald's in just the Atlanta area and not as a national campaign, you would still get a ton of basically leads that weren't credible. And why is that? Well, just because someone likes McDonald's doesn't mean they're a burger fanatic. And if we're talking about like a burger restaurant that, like, if you guys haven't heard of the Vortex in Atlanta, you guys should look it up. In case you ever come to Atlanta, really good restaurant to check out, but they focus only on burgers. They have some of the craziest burgers you've ever heard of. Like, I think one of my favorite ones there is called the Double Bypass, and it's literally a burger between two grilled cheeses with tons of bacon and caramelized onions. Delicious, right? That's a burger fanatic type restaurant. Anybody who comes into like the city of Atlanta, if they're looking for a burger restaurant, that's probably one of the first places they find. But targeting people who like McDonald's is not the same as targeting maybe someone who follows the Vortex's Facebook page. So what I'm trying to say is you guys are going to want to do more research into the pages that you set up or the interests that you select to make sure they're actually qualified in providing leads for you. So for example, with my digital marketing school, it's actually pretty easy because there isn't a ton of competition out there. But for my Facebook audiences, my interest groups, what I started with was I mixed it up between Tai Lopez. I also did Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Amy Forleo, who is it? Not Amy Forleo, Amy Porterfield and Marie Forleo, Russell Brunson, all of these big names, right? And I created a complex intermingled audience, and we actually go through that in our Facebook ads training, which if you guys are looking for more free Facebook ads training, you can check our link below in the description. I'll go ahead and mention that now. You'll see it literally says free Facebook ads training. You can sign up for that there and get more about building interest groups there. But basically you just have to understand that you're trying to narrow it down to someone that is almost the exact customer you're looking for. So the reason why I chose those audiences for my Facebook ads is because I know that people who are watching Gary Vee are also probably watching Tai Lopez and Grant Cardone. If they're female, they're probably more likely to be watching Marie Forleo or Amy Porterfield as well. If they are into business at all or just entrepreneurship, they're going to watch Russell Brunson. They're going to watch Grant Cardone, tons of these influencers, and I know I can target based on the fact that those people are all interested in the same thing, which is a build your own lifestyle, work from home type business. And you guys can do the same thing. It takes some work, it takes some effort, but you can build these interest groups to be just as targeted and effective. And there's actually methods that you need to implement where you're actually combining audiences together to get a more niche focused audience. And again, we show that to you in our free Facebook ads training, so you can check that out below. But that is really the first step. You build the targeted audiences, your interest groups. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take the first step in our ad funnel. So I'll kind of show you guys what we're going to do here. We'll take the first step in our ad funnel. And before we even actually begin running our funnel, we're going to test some of these audiences, right? So what we're going to do is, let me get my pen. All right. So the first little test, all we're going to do, we're going to take one blog article. Actually, we'll probably take about 2 or 3 because you want to test and see which ones are going to be better. This is a blog. This is a blog. All right, so we got blog article 1 and blog article 2. Can't talk right now, I'm sorry. All right, so you got blog article 1 and blog article 2 here, right? Now we're also going to test a video. That's what I like to do. At least one video. You can do 2 or 3 as well. I stick with 1 to begin with. If it doesn't do well, I obviously just swap it out. So a video, right? And this is going to be video 1. And all of these videos, all of this content basically just needs to be informational. It doesn't need to be anything that, you know, is trying to sell them. Nothing here should be trying to sell them at all. It should literally be valuable to them, free information that they can utilize. So one example I'm doing is we have our digital marketing audit template. We have a video that we did on that. That's, you know, we're running that ad right now because it does so well. We have a blog article that we actually just started running today called the 20 social media tools that you'll need for your agency in 2018. It's a list of tools that I provide, that I use and have recommended. Outside of that, you have basically, you know, you can do any other thing. Like, and if it's a restaurant, you do this, like, we'll get out of the restaurant. We'll do something else. If it's an attorney, you do the same type of concept. First video would be a video explaining maybe a specific type of service or why they're the preferred attorney in that local area. This first blog article could be, you know, something about, and you have to go related to their niche. There's different types of attorneys, right? So there's family, there's real estate, there's criminal, right? So you would need to make the content specific. If it's a criminal attorney, you could easily create a blog article that's something related to helping somebody who's been in a criminal type situation and target them with ads and say, this person, or not this person, but here is 3 steps you should take after you've been arrested. And you could do something like that for a blog article, and that leads them into the later stages of the funnel, which we'll briefly talk about now. We don't have enough time to talk about all of it because seriously, this is probably, this whole thing right here, talking about all of this would take about 7 hours, maybe a little more. So we don't have time to cover all of it today, but we'll briefly discuss it. So this is the first step. This is all you're doing. You're going to basically take these target audiences in the interest groups, and you're going to run ads to them for about 3 to 5 days, depending on the business. If it's a higher end business and they spend a lot more money, but they make a lot more money, you'll want to run them for about 4 to 5 days. If it's a lower end business that spends, you know, a little less and they also make a little less, you'll want to start off, you know, with like 3 days worth of testing, but always at least 3. And you guys have probably heard this rule before. Leave your ads for 3 days. Don't touch them. Don't mess with them. The only time it's okay to mess with them is like within the next 30 minutes after you set it up. After that, don't touch it anymore. But this is the first step. So once you've done this and you've built some data, right? Now we know out of these target audiences, out of these interest groups, because you're going to build several different interest groups and they're all based on different topics. So once you figure out which ones are the highest performing, then you're going to move into step 3. All right, so we just did step 2 with the testing of the ads, and now you're going to move into step 3 where we plan the funnel content strategy. So we have data, we know some audiences to start off with for our funnels. Now we're going to actually move into the funnel. So then you move down here and you actually start with planning the content. So you're going to, you know, figure out more blog articles, more video that you can give them. you know, as much value as you can possibly give. That's really all you're doing. You look at the business, you look at, you know, their customers, what the issues are with the market, what people enjoy, and then you create a ton of content about that. That's it. So once you build the funnel content strategy and you actually have that planned out, then we're going to build some custom audiences. So this is where you take the data from step 1 and you apply it to step 4. All right, so what we're doing here is we're going to, or we're actually not building this yet. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. This is a custom audience. What we're actually going to do before we build this custom audience, sorry guys, I got ahead of myself. We're actually going to take this, so let me back up. We're going to take this and we're actually going to scale these audiences down. So we're going to analyze the data. We're going to look at the demographics. We're going to say, okay, what age groups work the best? What genders work the best? Which of the different interest groups, which ones perform the best? And then that's what you're going to use to actually begin your new funnel that you're about to start building. So you have to build the actual funnel out, right? So let's talk about that really quick and how this kind of works. So we did our testing. We have some audiences that are interested, but now what do I do, Jordan? Well, next, all you're going to do is you're going to build out your funnel after you've done all of the previous steps and built the content. So you build your funnel, right? So your funnel should look something like this. You're going to have 2 or 3 blogs. All right, move down a little bit. All right, so you have 2 or 3 blogs, and we'll do 1 video too, right? And this is just an example. You can do way more than this. You can literally change it up to be however you want. Let me check the question. For local clients, local businesses, do I need to be an expert in Facebook ads and know everything about them? Yes, Facebook ads is great for local businesses if you know how to use it. Really, just social media in general is really great for local businesses if, again, you know how to use it. But local Facebook marketing is seriously one of the coolest things that you can use for local businesses. And that's why it's becoming so popular, is because local businesses are figuring out that there are agencies out there that can get them results. So it's something you want to definitely learn. If you don't have ClickFunnels, is lead generation a good strategy for getting emails? I honestly don't run the lead ads too much, so I'm not the first person to tell you that, just because I usually will run ads to ClickFunnels myself. But I've heard good things about the lead gen objective on Facebook, so I think it will, you know, as long as you build out your lead gen page to look good, because that's the biggest issue. Most people build out a crap lead page, and that ends up killing their conversion. And by look, I mean like actually look appealing. So you'll want to use, you know, you can definitely use that, but again, it comes down to your design. Are you able to design it well? Joseph, it's up to you, man. We have the Facebook ads course on at our school. That's $125, and that just goes into Facebook marketing, and we're going to be consistently updating that course as well. You get lifetime access, but if you're looking for, you know, really starting an agency, getting results, getting marketing help, outsourcing, all of that, I definitely recommend you checking out the Digital Marketing School. That'll help you with all of that. And we go through things like this in that course. But let's get back into this really quick. All right, guys. So we have the blog. And again, this is step number 1 of the funnel, right? So we have our blog, we have our video here, right? So what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to, basically, okay, sorry, let me preface. This isn't our actual blog. This is our ad. So let me put it up top here so I don't confuse myself. This is our ad for our blog, and for our video, our Facebook ad, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to take this Facebook ad, and now we're going to use these scaled down targeted audiences that we started with, these interest groups. So the reason why we did testing was to figure out which demographics were going to work the best, which interest group was going to perform the best. So that way we don't waste money in our funnel, right? You just run about, really you're going to run about $100 worth of ads in this interest group. I would actually do more. I'd say probably $200 worth of ads in this interest group stage, because you really want to collect that data and understand who it is on Facebook that's going to be engaging with your brand, right? So now that we have that, we have our ad set up. So what is this going to do? Well, basically these will point to the actual blog page. So we'll just put it into one, but know that this would be 2 different, no, never mind. We'll just do 2 different ads. So this is blog 1, the actual page. This is blog 2, the actual website page on your website. Ready? 1 and 2. Cool. So that's what this Facebook ad points to, right? It sends them to this blog on your website, or it sends them to, or they view the video. All right. So basically we have the video ad here. That's basically the video. And all you're going to do is you're going to take this audience, the video audience, and you're going to take, and you'll want to try different strategies here because, again, it's different for every business. But what I recommend starting with is 25%. Ooh, that was ugly 5. Let's do that again. 25% of a video view. I'll put that below. So what you're going to do is you set up this ad, right? This is your video. You actually post it to your page. You have this video running. It's an ad. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to actually, since it's on your page, you can't send them to your website, right? So how do we build an engagement? That's what these are. These are engagement audiences, right? People who actually went to the page itself, went to the website page or the video, or watched the actual video, right? So what we need to do is, and that's why you start them off here. This is all cold traffic. And that's kind of the point of starting them off with something soft. You don't know if they're going to buy. You don't even really know if they're interested in everything you have. But you want to make sure that you have a way to capture cold leads, because this is, again, it's a funnel for a reason. It starts off large and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller as it goes down to the point of conversion. All right. So now we're going to take our blog article. We have blog 1, blog 2, and video view at 25%. Well, people who view this video at 25%, we're going to send them to a lead capture page. And you can run this again, Joseph, you could do this as your lead funnel ad or your lead ad on Facebook if you wanted. But again, I prefer to do a ClickFunnels ad. So this will be, we'll just do like quick box and then some text. All right, so that's your lead gen page, right? And then we have our blog article here. We're also basically people who went and visited this URL. So that's going to be an audience we create. This is where we start creating the custom audiences. So what we do is we create a custom audience on people who visited these URLs. And then we create a custom audience on people who viewed this video and basically engaged with the Facebook video at a rate of 25% view, because again, they're cold traffic. So you're going to have a lower percentage of view until you scale your audiences later again. So now we have this, we're basically going to take these two, we're going to send them to another product page. I'm just going to do these two little things, which means the same thing as this right here, right? So we have 2 product page offers, and this is where now you're going to collect their information. So now you're at the point where you've collected hopefully their first name, their last name, their email address, right? And you're gonna, now that you have their email address, all of this information, the cool thing is, if you're smart at marketing and you know everything, not everything, but you know all of the pieces of digital marketing, you're gonna take this ad right here, and people who are collected from here, you're gonna kick off over here into your email funnel or your email automations. So basically from here, you would build a whole nother list of email automations, you know, types of content, tag them based on content that they viewed, segment them down and send them email content, you know, just as you would in this funnel right here. All right, so now we have the lead capture page, but we're not done. We have to still convert them, right? This is not necessarily going to convert hardly anyone, if it converts anyone at all. It depends on what your conversion is. If you consider a conversion a sale, then you might not get any sales up here, but you'll capture some leads and people who are interested. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build a custom audience. Whoops, I'm erasing. All right, so now we're going to build another custom audience. And this is going to be, we'll say 7-day leads. All right, so basically people who reached the thank you page, you can create an audience for that, or you can set up your pixel to fire. So there's, again, custom conversions, or your pixel can fire. But you want to create a custom audience of all people who basically became a lead within the last 7 days using your lead capture page. So you can see we're warming them up, right? And I guess let me make a quick note. In this lead capture page, there needs to be more value. You need to give them something of value. So look, we're giving them value. We haven't asked them to buy anything yet. We're giving them value. We might offer maybe some small promotional type stuff inside the funnel, but it won't be anything massive. You know, it'll be a very soft type of sell. But we have all of that free value in there. Boom. Now we're going to take those 7-day leads, and you can do several things here. Really, it's up to you. If you have a higher spending business, the product costs more, you'll want to do more steps of value. That's what I recommend. But the cheaper the product is, the less steps of value you'll actually have to do. So we'll take this 7-day lead, and now what we're going to do is we're going to retarget them with maybe, so we'll do my business, we'll do another value offer, and we denote that by VO, value offer. So we'll send them another value offer. It could be a blog, or it could be a video. You know, it's really up to you what you want to send them. Video does really well. Blog articles do fine, but I found they work better at the front of the funnel. You know, video just has a better chance of conversion when you're down the line a little and you're working with audiences that at this point they've seen your stuff 2 and 3 times if they haven't already seen it in the past, right? So now that we have this video offer, we're going to take them down to the next stage, which is going to be a soft sell. So they haven't purchased yet, but you know, or they haven't purchased, they haven't even visited the product page yet. So what we could try to do instead of doing a soft sell, or not a soft sell, we're going to do a soft sell, but one thing you want to keep in mind is the goal here, and we denote that with SS, soft sell, but the goal here is to get them where? To your product page. At this point, you're trying to get them, you've given them free value, now you want them to get to your product page, and we denote that by PP. All right, so now we've gotten them all the way to your sales page, and we've gotten them to view your actual sales content, and now we want them to go to your product page and actually convert into someone who has visited, so that way we can retarget them in case they haven't purchased your course by the time that they've finished looking at this. All right, so what we'll talk about next is the follow-up series for people who make it to the sales page and don't convert. So all you're going to do is, soft sell, and then I just realized I called that a product page. This is your soft sell, which leads them to your product page. So in the soft sell, you would do something like, you know, give them 4 reasons why, you know, your product is awesome, or maybe even another value offer that really talks about your product and how it's been useful. You can even do maybe 1 or 2 testimonials here about, you know, what some people are saying right now about your product or service, blah, blah, blah. And then that should drive them to the actual product page to at least check it out, especially if they're interested, right? So that leads you to the next part in the funnel. Let me get it over here, which is going to be your product page funnel. So people who have visited the product page. So P, funnels. All right, product page funnel right here. I need to move down some. Sorry guys, if you need to view this part, obviously you can watch this after the live is over. We'll have it posted on our channel. So what you're teaching now is applicable for local Facebook ad campaigns. Yeah, totally. You can do this, and like I'm about to go to St. Louis to work with one of my clients. We're shooting a bunch of video for him, so I'm able to build this basically marketing strategy out for him. You can't, Facebook ads is never just run an ad to a target audience and hope that they purchase. And that's what so many people think it is, but they don't realize that there's all of these steps that you're taking. And then there's a follow-up series. And then there's people who make it to the checkout. And there's a whole nother series for checkout. And that's what you guys don't understand. You're constantly changing this stuff out, adding new content, coming up with new ideas to sell people. And that's really how you get success with your Facebook ads. So now we're going to talk about the product page funnel, and this one is pretty simple. All right. So we have our product page. This has been visited. All right. So what are we going to do now? Well, you're basically just going to build 3 more audiences. All right. 1, this is going to be 2 days. You have a 5-day, and again, you can change up these, the amount of time on these. because of the fact that, again, if it's a higher priced product, you'll want to do a longer period between ads in this sense, because this ad is only for people who have visited your product page in the last 2 days. This ad will only be for people who have visited your product page in the last 5 to 6 days. So 1 to 2 days. This will be 5 to 6 days. And then you'll have, another one, and you'll even go out further than this, all the way to like 30 days. You'll have some that are 60 days, 180 days. It depends on what type of ad you're running. So like, for example, if you're running a re-engagement campaign, it's someone who was interested in your product a while ago, but they never converted. You can run ads to them. Now, keep in mind, the conversion rate is going to be much lower, but you still have a chance of making sales at those. So you can spend a small portion of a budget there. So we have 2 days right here, and really, actually, I messed up because I can't count. What you do on this ad is anybody who is anywhere from 3 to 6 days, and then you're going to do 7 to, say, 9 days, right? All right. So these are the 3 audiences that you're going to create. Now from here, you're just going to try different ad strategies that go to these people. So you can mix up the content, obviously, keep it more content specific. So for example, if up here they started or they went through the lead capture page for, say, my Facebook ads training, and I have a Facebook or a lead capture page for the digital marketing audit template download, what I can do is I can actually figure out which audience came from where and customize that content to kind of fit that person even better. But another thing, really, you're just going to try and prove to them again, show them some real reasons why, really they should buy your product. So on day 2, from the 0 to 2 day period after they visited your product page, what I typically like to do is just a soft reminder, because again, you guys have to remember, if people visit the product page and they didn't buy, it doesn't mean they're not interested. It could just mean that they had something come up and they had to run out the door really quick and they couldn't get to it. It could be tons of reasons why. Or they might have visited it and they bookmarked it for later, so they're going to come back to it later. But you have to be there to make sure to remind them that you're there, right? So that's the point of this follow-up series. So all you're going to do is you're going to come in and you're going to say, okay, 2 day series right here. What are we going to send them? So I'm going to send, again, just a gentle reminder, gentle reminder. Sorry, guys, I don't have time to write all of this out and get through it all. The gentle reminder could be something like, hey, we noticed you checked out our product the other day. Just wanted to remind you that, it's still the #1 product on the market, blah, 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 blah. Just give them some reason to come back and check it out again. All right, then all you're going to do from there, another type of content to re-engage them. So basically, if they did that, if you sent the gentle reminder, all you're going to do is basically come to the next part. And this is actually what you get if you come to the course. But you're going to do some sort of offer. So you could do like, if you run an e-commerce store, you could do like free shipping. You could do, a discount or something like that, right? Just give them some reason to come back and actually make that purchase. And then all you have to do after that, once you get them through that part of it, you're really just going to figure out, okay, that's 3 to 6 days. Now 7 to 9 days, they're a little bit further out. What can we give them? You might want to try a larger upsell. You can try maybe a hard sell where you're like, look, this is why you're missing out. This is why everybody's buying it, and you should too. It just depends on you and what you plan to do. But this is it. All of these kind of lead into each other and basically give you that ability to follow up with someone after they've viewed this content series right here, because you're taking them through a value series here. You're just giving them free information and free content that can benefit them and their life in some way. That's it. Then all you're going to do is continue to convince them. Give them a gentle reminder. Send them maybe a carousel ad with testimonials. That could be what you do right here. After that, you could run maybe a video view of, or not a video view, but a video of a walkthrough of how to use your product or service or something like that. It really just depends on what you're trying to do. And then finally, all you're going to have outside of that, because we segment all of our audiences, right? So this is basically people who've visited your checkout page or added something to cart, because that's different than viewing the product, right? This is like view content type stuff. People have viewed your product page. They haven't signed up for anything, they haven't purchased, but you want to have that view content pixel on your page, or a custom conversion to view content for this particular set of ads as well. Or basically that's what these ads are based off of from, the series above. Now this checkout page, all you're going to do is basically the same thing. So you have your checkout page, right? They've reached this checkout page, or they've added something to cart. That means they're more interested than just viewing the product, right? So that's why we want to target them as well. And they're a little different. If someone adds a product to their cart, they're more likely to buy than someone who just visits the sales page, right? So you don't necessarily have to upsell them as much, or maybe offer a discount. Here, you can really just talk about your business. So you could do something about the 5 reasons why your product is better than the competitors, 2 reasons why you were named the #1 business to do business with in this area, or why you're the #1 catering company in Atlanta. You can do all kinds of it. You just have to get creative and come up with, ways to sell them, and ways to still give them value at the same time. Even when I'm, trying to sell them down here later in the funnel, I'm still trying to provide some kind of value to them. So that way I'm able to, keep them interested and keep them basically engaged with what I'm trying to do with my product or service. And that's all you're really trying to do. You're trying to bring them through this funnel to the point where they finally come down and they make that big purchase, and you get the cash at the end. So that's talking about Facebook ads funnels. And again, we don't have time to go into each individual portion of it and talk, on each section and what audiences you should be creating. But we do have something on the course, or actually over at Serial Entrepreneur Academy. If you guys are interested, you can head over to Serial Entrepreneur Academy right now. Our link is in the description below, and we actually have a Facebook ads training course. If that's all you're looking to get and you just need help with Facebook ads, we have that course available now at Serial Entrepreneur Academy. So you can sign up for that over there. And again, if you're just looking to get really better at marketing in general, whether that's email marketing, social media marketing, whatever it is, you can actually just go over to Serial Entrepreneur Academy and check out the Digital Marketing School. And that's the fully comprehensive course, includes the Facebook ads course that I have on my course as well. So you get access to everything, plus all of the content that we upload is going to be uploaded into that Digital Marketing School. So you get all of the, like when we upload sales training courses, you get access to all of that. When we do, whatever type of course that we upload here in the future, networking courses, sales courses, we're going to do some on just email marketing, just SEO, just web development, just pay-per-click. So, when we get to the point where we're breaking out on those, you get all of that content already included with your purchase of the Digital Marketing School. So I hope this video was informational and helpful for you guys. I hope it taught you something new about Facebook and really how complex it can be. It's not just a run one Facebook ad type deal and you're done. You're really continually running ads, continually building funnels, and, changing things out to check for what's going to be the most effective, what's not working. And really, that's how you get results, guys. So I'm going to get out of here. Again, everything that you guys need to see is going to be in the description below. So that way you're able to take advantage of all of the free content and training material that we have at Serial Entrepreneur Academy. Outside of that, if you're looking to get in touch with me, all you got to do is shoot me a quick message over on my Facebook page, and we can get basically talking over there. So outside of that, guys, if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments, shoot me a message, but I will see you guys later on this week. Serial Entrepreneur out.